Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma appointed new secretary to the Ministry of Finance. A risk in an increase of global fuel prices in case Iran decides to close the Strait of Hormuz. A special program for those expecting to return to Sri Lanka amidst Israel war situation. An effort to defame the army, says army media spokesman. A warrant issued to arrest Sajin Vas. No shortage of fertilizer in the country, according to Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne. National television wins an award at Asia Miracle Awards ceremony. 950 million rupees for drug rehabilitation programs of this year.
And now for your news in detail. President Anura Kumar Dissanayake has appointed Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma as the new secretary to the Ministry of Finance. The letter of appointment was handed over to Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka, today at the Presidential Secretariat. He resigned from the Parliament recently. Dr. Surya Peruma has been involved in capital market regulation for several years as a director of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka, which operates under the Ministry of Finance. He successfully elevated Sri Lanka's ranking in the Protecting Minority Investors indicator within the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business from 74th rank to 28th globally. He holds a Master of Business Administration from the Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of Sri Jayewardenepura, and a doctorate from the Management and Science University of Malaysia. He is also a member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants and the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants in the United Kingdom. Dr. Surya Peruma has represented the capital market as a member of the Anti-Money Laundering Task Force and has contributed to the formulation of current financial sector policies, including those for listing small and medium-sized enterprises. Furthermore, he has held several key positions in leading private sector companies, including Chief Executive Officer roles.
Iran has decided to close the Strait of Hormuz after the US bombed 3 of its nuclear facilities. The Iranian parliament approved it yesterday. It is said that the Iranian Supreme Council will make the final decision on the matter. The strait, located between Iran and Oman, is considered a critical point for fuel transportation. Its closure could have serious consequences for both the global economy and global oil prices. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called Iran's move to close it suicide. Rubio also called on China, Iran's most critical oil customer, to encourage the country against closing it. Iran has threatened to block the waterway in retaliation for US strikes on 3 nuclear sites in Natanz, Isfahan and Fordo. The width and depth of the Strait of Hormuz allowed it to easily handle the world's largest crude oil ships. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says there are few options if the strait is closed. Last year, 20% of global fuel consumption was transported through the strait. Last year, more than 80% of crude oil and natural gas exported to Asian markets was transported through the strait. If the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the U.S. market will also be affected. Economic experts point out that if Iran blocks the strait, oil prices could rise from 73 to 120 US dollars per barrel. Iran's Supreme National Security Council has not yet made a decision on this. Some experts say the move could prompt an immediate US response, which they say would have a severe impact on Iran's own market. A day after the attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, US President Donald Trump hinted at a possible regime change in Tehran. The US president has asked why there is no regime change if the current Iranian regime cannot make Iran great again. He says that after destroying Iran's nuclear facilities, Iran will pursue other goals. Trump also says he will counter any retaliation by Iran. The UN nuclear watchdog is calling for a ceasefire to allow it to investigate attacks on Iranian nuclear facilities. Meanwhile, the US State Department has issued a warning to Americans around the world, stating that travel across the Middle East has been disrupted and airspace may be closed from time to time. It also states that there is a possibility of protest against American citizens and Americans abroad. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the US attack was unforgivable. He added that Iran must retaliate based on its legitimate right to self-defense. Sri Lankan ambassador to Israel Nimal Bandara says that a program is underway for those wishing to travel to Sri Lanka in light of the current situation in Israel. The Indian government has agreed to provide a few seats of flights from Amman, Jordan to New Delhi, India. Accordingly, those wishing to travel on these flights must come to the embassy and register. Transportation from Tel Aviv to Amman and Jordan is free. It has been announced that there will be no charge for flights from Amman to New Delhi. The embassy also informs that for flights between New Delhi and Colombo, they will have to pay for their own tickets. Those interested in this will be able to register today and tomorrow only. Mr. Nimal Bandara further stated that the Sri Lankan embassy in Israel and the Sri Lankan High Commission in New Delhi will also provide support. He added that despite the difficult circumstances, the Sri Lankan embassy in Israel is operating as usual and the staff is ready to facilitate those wishing to travel to Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism states that Sri Lanka is deeply concerned about the current situation in the Middle East region. Issuing a statement, the ministry said it strongly urges all parties to take concrete steps to resolve the situation. It also states that all relevant parties should return to dialogue in order to establish and maintain peace with the aim of ensuring stability in the Middle East region. It has also been emphasized that a state should engage in persistent diplomatic efforts for that purpose.
The National People's Power has been able to establish power in the Kalutara and Matale municipal councils today. Now, the NPP won majority of votes at the secret ballot held to elect the mayor of the two councils. Veerasinghe Sumit Erdli de Silva of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya and Danuja Somaratna of the NPP contested for the mayor post of the Kalutara Municipal Council. At this moment, there was a heated argument after inquiring the local government commission of the Western Province, Sarangika Jayasundara, whether the mayor is elected by secret vote or open vote. Later, a secret vote was held to take a decision on this matter. Majority of councillors agreed for a secret vote. Accordingly, the SJB candidate only received 13 votes and the NPP Danuja Somaratna obtained 17 votes rather. Accordingly, Danuja Somaratna became the mayor of the Kalutara Municipal Council. Asoka Kotachi of the National People's Power was elected as the mayor of the Matale Municipal Council by majority. The voting was held today under the participation of the Local Government Commission of the Central Province. At the opening of voting, 10 councillors, including the SJB, boycotted the voting and left the premises. However, there were adequate quorum in the council and the Local Government Commissioner decided to hold a secret ballot. Then Asoka Kotachi of the NPP was elected as the mayor with 12 votes. M. Morgan of the Ceylon Workers' Congress unanimously elected as the deputy mayor of the council. Meanwhile, the NPP was also able to establish power at the Rattota Pradesh Sabha in Matale. At the meeting, the local government commission of the central province decided to hold a secret ballot. Accordingly, Samantha Samarakon of the National People's Power became the chairman, receiving 17 votes. Candidates of the Samagijana Balavege, Chaminda Manatunga, claimed only 9 votes. Samagijana Balavege was able to secure the power of the Buttala Pradesh Sabha today. A decision was taken to hold voting for this purpose. Accordingly, an open vote was held and Rajika Chaturanga of the SJB was elected chairman of the Buttala Pradesh Sabha. Sarat Chandrasiri of the UNP became the vice chairman. Meanwhile, the appeal court has issued an interim injunction preventing the commencement of the meeting of the Vanatha Villua Pradesh Sabha, which is scheduled to be held tomorrow. This order was issued after considering a petition filed by the group leader of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumana, Samantha Munasinghe, who contested the Pradesh Sabha. The petitioner informed that in allocating councillor posts relevant to the women representation, his party is subjected to injustice.
Akmimana police say that a house at Anandakot area was subjected to a gun attack this morning. According to police, no one is injured in the incident. The house was shot by a 9mm type pistol, causing damages to a window. The reason for the gunfire is yet to be revealed. Akmimana police conducts investigations. A close ally of a member of crime gang has been taken into custody with a live hand grenade made in a foreign country and a stock of ice narcotics. The raid was conducted by the Uragasman Handia police, and the suspect has been identified as a 29-year-old resident. And it has been revealed that the suspect had provided stolen motorbikes to transport gunmen in some shooting incidents which occurred recently.
More local news. Army media spokesman Brigadier Varna Gamage says that certain groups are trying to defame the army within the civil society by propagating false news regarding administrative decisions of the Sri Lanka Army. He made this clarification at a media briefing held at the Army headquarters today. Army media spokesman Brigadier Varna Gamage said that the number of higher officers is limited and vacancies are not created when executive grade officers like Lieutenant Colonel are not being promoted. Junior officers become disappointed due to this reason. About 500 mid-level officers left the army due to frustration recently. This will affect the future progress of the Sri Lanka Army to a great extent. Officers should behave in a disciplined manner in institutions which affects the national security. The progress of the army is retarded due to the resignation of such officers, he added. At times, this leads to weakening of the army, and this fact has to be realized by the advisory board. A proper methodology has to be followed by transforming the army into an entity where talented officers are recognized. Such a decision will help in the progress of the army, Brigadier Varna Gamage added. If a certain officer is recommended by an advisory board or selection committee, there can be no progress in the army, where the concerned officer will be informed that the person did not fulfill the desired qualifications. When such officers present their pension papers to the headquarters, it will be forwarded to the Ministry of Defence after the approval of the Army Commander. After the approval of the Ministry of Defence, it will be presented to the President. There is no procedure where an officer can be removed without the permission of the President, he added.
The court case regarding the Superintendent of Prisons, Anuradhapura, who is in custody, was taken up for hearing today at the Anuradhapura Magistrates Court. Anuradhapura Magistrate Nalaka Sanjeeva Jayasurya ordered to release him on 2 personal bails of 500,000 rupees each. A foreign travel ban has also been imposed on him. He has been alleged of freeing a detainee at Anuradhapura prison in the guise of presidential pardon. The Colombo Magistrates Court issued today a warrant to take into custody and produce before the court former parliamentarian Sajin Vas Kunawardana. He will be produced before the court on account of not appearing before the court today regarding a case filed by Commissioner General of Inland Revenue failing to pay income tax amounting to 36.9 million rupees. The case against former Minister Mervyn Silva, who is in custody, former Minister of State Prasanna Ranavira and 4 others was taken up again today at the Mahara Magistrates Court. Mahara magistrate Kanchana N. Silva took up the case via Skype. The magistrate ordered the imprisonment of suspects until the 7th of July. They have been taken into custody and imprisoned on the allegation of selling a land owned by government at Kiribathgoda by preparing fraudulent deeds. A case filed against former Minister Johnston Fernando and 3 other defendants by the Bribery Commission was taken up today again before the Colombo Magistrates Court. He has been alleged of causing losses to the government by engaging employees of Sathosa when he was the Minister of Trade during the government of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Colombo High Court Judge Lankan Jayaratne ordered the case to be adjourned until the 30th of July.
And from the court roundup, we move on to news from the Prisons Department. Commissioner of Prison and all prison superintendents have been called to Colombo today in order to discuss problems pertaining to the prison system. The Minister of Justice and National Integration, Harshana Nanekkara, led the talks at the Ministry of Justice. The minister pointed out that it is the responsibility of the officials to reinstate the depleted trust of the people in prison methodology at present. Complaints are being received from the public regarding corruption, fraud and irregularities in the prison system. The minister requested prison officials to perform their duties properly without following the orders of other parties.
Deputy Minister Namal Karunaratne says that there is no shortage of fertilizer in the country. During a media briefing held at the Ministry of Agriculture, the minister added that although the prices of fertilizer has been increased in the world market, there will be no increment in the price locally since enough stocks of fertilizer have been imported into the country. Deputy Minister of Agriculture Namal Karunaratne said that there is no shortage of TSP, urea and fertilizer in the country. Considerable stocks have been received in the country by now and another stock of 15,000 metric tons of fertilizer is also due. Accordingly, these stocks will be distributed. Although the price of fertilizer has been increased in the world market, previous stocks will be issued by the government. Fertilizer will not be sold at a higher price and there is agreement with the traders. Information has been received to the effect that fertilizer is being hoarded in order to be sold at a higher price. They have been warned against this and immediate legal action will also be initiated against the culprits. According to Deputy Minister Dr. Susil Ranasinghe, production of phosphate fertilizer will commence within the next 2 months using minerals with the Appala Phosphate Company. The government has planned to use economically fruitfully by minimizing environmental and social problems the phosphate deposit of Eppavala, which is a natural resource having an economic importance. The aim of the government is to provide fertilizer at a subsidized rate. Deputy Minister of Lands and Irrigation Dr. Susil Ranasinghe observed that a large number of frauds and corruption have occurred at the phosphate company. The company has been used during the past government to earn money and it has also been utilized to misuse funds too. The minister pointed out that many initiatives have been taken so far to improve the institution and it is expected to produce fertilizer within another month or 2, he added.
The Digital Broadcasting Symposium 2025 is to be held jointly by the Digital Broadcasters Association and the Ministry of Health and Mass Media. This has been organized for the second occasion this year. A media briefing in this connection was held today at the Department of Government Information. Additional Secretary, Ministry of Health and Mass Media, NAKL Vijayanayaka said that this symposium expects to discuss the current challenges in electronic broadcasting and new trends with the arrival of digital media and the media policies. In addition, the Electronic Broadcasters Association hopes to make Sri Lanka a main hub of electronic broadcasting in the future.
The national television was honored with the Media Mission with Responsibility at the Asia Miracle Award Ceremony 2025 held this evening. Excellence representing various sectors will be felicitated at this ceremony. The national television was given this award of excellence for their media mission in responsibility. The Media Excellence Award was won by Deputy Director General of SLRC Nilar N. Qasim. Netra TV won the award for the most popular Tamil channel of the year. The award for the best music program was secured by Chintaka Anuruddha Pereira for the program Piyum Neelavila. Sanka Niroshan won the award for Best Agricultural Program of the Year Run Arunala. Tharindi Fernando was awarded as the Best Actress for her role played in the Iragini Maddahana teledrama telecast in the national television. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Gihan De Silva and Director General Manoja Nadishana Amarasinghe were present at the event.
Very interesting programs that presents many different and now
It's manufacturing and selling company of the year 2025, and it goes to a colorful girl. Yellow Girl Private Limited, who is with the popular beauty cosmetics manufacturing and selling company.
We'll be back with more local stories after a short break.
නිවැරදි තෝරන්න රසකුරේ කරගන්න මේ හැම දේතන අපි කැමතිම දේ ප්‍රීමා ස්ටෙලා අපි හැමෝම කැමති.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
We move on to more local stories. Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Anand Vijaypala says that the raids conducted against narcotics has shown a 100% progress by now in comparison to the so-called raids and operations conducted in the past years.
The minister pointed out that a stock of over 2 metric tons of heroin and ice narcotics has been seized during the past 5 months. The minister revealed these facts joining a media briefing held at the Government Information Department in connection with the commemoration of the International Anti-Drug Day, which falls on the 26th of this month. It was organized by the Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs Ministry, Police Department and National Dangerous Drug Control Board. Programs in this connection will be underway for a week commencing from the 26th of this month, island-wide. Minister Anand Vijaypala said that in the past politicians have given a protection for these drug rackets, but under the present government that has been ended. The government has allocated 950 million rupees under the Clean Sri Lanka initiative to implement rehabilitation programs and to minimize supplies of drugs. Accordingly, rehabilitation centers are being constructed for the drug addicts. At the moment, there are approximately 400,000 drug addicts in the country. A public security committee will be set up in each Grama Nilidhari division in the country to mediate to prevent the use of drugs. Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya says that over 20,000 persons have been arrested under the charge of driving under influence of liquor. Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya said that today there are incidents causing road accidents under influence of drugs. Therefore, required machines and equipment will be brought to enforce law. New machines will be used to check whether the drivers are under the influence of drugs while driving. Chairman of the National Dangerous Drugs Control Board, Dr. Indika Vanni Nayaka, says that any information regarding liquor and drugs can be informed to the 24-hour hotline 1927.
A number of projects have been initiated under Clean Sri Lanka program regarding road safety. The aim is to minimize deaths and injuries due to vehicle accidents. According to Additional Secretary to the President, Engineer SPC Sugishwara, the first program of the project will be held in Mathura on the 26th of this month. A media briefing was held today at the Government Information Department in order to enlighten regarding road safety and insurance parallel to Clean Sri Lanka program. Additional Secretary to the President, Engineer SPC Sugishwara, said that a situation where about 7 persons dying on roads due to vehicular accidents has been reported during the past several years. This cannot be termed as a positive sign for a small country like Sri Lanka. Road safety occupies a special place under Clean Sri Lanka program in this context. The safety of people, women and children is important, and the first program will be conducted in Mathura district centered on the Mathura city. A program with the participation of 2,300 500 school children, teachers and principals will be held on the 26th of this month near the beach ground, Mathura. He also pointed out that a program has been organized to bring about awareness among school children at the Ravindranath Tagore Hall of the University of Ruhuna. This program will be assisted by Sri Lanka Police, Department of Education, Insurance Regulation Commission and a number of state and private institutions. Minimizing of the number of deaths due to road accidents should be the aim, he added. Chairman of the Insurance Regulation Commission, Dr. Ajit Dimel, observed that 500 advanced level students will be participating under this. There are government servants, 500 persons employed at insurance companies are present in Mathura. This will be initiated for the first time in the history of the country, he added. The project will be expanded in the future. Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education, Daradik Kumbara, pointed out that all arrangements are in place to engage students of 20 schools, teachers and principals for a roadshow regarding road safety at 8 a.m. on the 26th of this month.
The Flavor of Korean Cuisine, the 2025 Korean Food Festival held in Colombo yesterday, offering an immersive experience into the rich culinary traditions of South Korea. The distinguished cultural event aims to deepen understanding and appreciation of globally acclaimed Korean cuisine. Korean Embassy, in its ongoing efforts to promote cultural diplomacy, has collaborated with Cinnamon Life at City of Dreams to organize the festival. From traditional dishes passed down through generations to famous street food among young ages, the event will offer a dynamic showcase of Korean dishes with live cooking demonstrations by prominent chefs from Korea. The event was held under the patronage of the Korean ambassador to Sri Lanka, Myeon Lee. Meanwhile, a Korean film festival held in Colombo on Thursday, highlighting the cultural bridge between South Korea and Sri Lanka under the patronage of Ambassador Myeon Lee. The festival features two films, Extreme Job, a wildly popular action comedy, and Myeongyang, Roaring Currents, a historical epic that depicts Admiral Yi Sung-sin's legendary 16th century naval victory. While modest in scale this year, the ambassador said the intention is to grow the event in the future.
A group of officials from the Maldivian President's office came to the Presidential Secretariat today for a study tour. They will stay in Sri Lanka until the 27th of this month. During their tour, basic attention will be focused to maintenance and conservation of archives and reports, management of stores, maintaining inventory and conservation of stocks. They will also visit the National Archives Department, Sri Lanka Customs, the Mirigasaya Divisional Secretariat and Parliament of Sri Lanka. 8 officials of the Maldivian President's office have joined this study tour. They met Senior Additional Secretary of the President, Roshan Gamage, at the President's office today. Moving on to sports news, 2 changes have been made in the Sri Lankan squad, which was announced for the second test against Bangladesh.
The match is scheduled to be held next Wednesday at the SSC grounds in Colombo. Sri Lanka Cricket announced the team which will participate in the second test today. It includes 18 players. Angela Matthews, who bid farewell to Test cricket, and injured paceman Milan Ratnayaka have not been included in the second match. All-rounder Dunitwe Lalage and paceman Vishwa Fernando have been called in their place. The players held their practice session at the SSC grounds today. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Cricket announced today that fans will get the opportunity of watching the second test match between the two countries free of charge. Vatsala Hapuarachi, who participated in the 100-meter hurdle event at the Thailand Open Athletics Championship, won the silver medal today. In the first day of the tournament yesterday, Sri Lankan athletes were able to win 2 gold medals and 2 silver medals.
In the meantime, St. Joseph's College, Maradana has been able to win the championship for the 20th consecutive time of the primary division of Sri Lanka schools swimming competition organised by the Sri Lanka Aquatic Sports Association. The girls' championship was won by the Ladies' College, Colombo. The championship was organised for the 50th time this year. More than 8,500 swimmers participated in the competition during 6 days, which was held at the Sugatadasa swimming pool in Colombo. The competition was held in 6 age groups for boys and girls. St. Joseph's College, securing 562 points, won the championship in the boys section for the 20th consecutive time. Ananda College, Colombo became the runners-up. In the girls section, Ladies College, Colombo were the champions with 349 points and Lyceum International School were the runners-up. The championship of mixed schools was secured by Lyceum International School Wattala, while Lyceum International School Gampaha became the runners-up. The boys' championship was won by the Royal College, Colombo, and the girls' championship was secured by Bishop's College, Colombo. Presentation of trophies was held yesterday under the patronage of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that we must teach our children to accept both victory and defeat with equal grace. Even at a time when education is often felt burdensome, sports have enabled students to develop vital qualities such as leadership, teamwork and resilience. She said she was amazed to witness their talent today. It brings great joy to see such a high level of skills among our children. Throughout the history, Sri Lankan athletes have brought great laurels to our nation on international stages. She added that she will take this opportunity to express her gratitude to the students and to those standing before her today. She wished them strength and courage to carry the name of Sri Lanka to the international level.
And that was a look at the news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira together with Sharifa Tahir. Wish you a pleasant evening and a great week ahead. Take care.
Good night.